After I had turned around and started running in the same direction as the defendant, again, this I wouldn't say that there was more people joining, but more people were then pointing out the defendant, saying that he had just shot somebody, that he's trying to get away, get him, things of that nature. And then so again, further inferencing from the things that I heard and experienced, witnessed earlier in the night, I thought that the defendant was an active shooter. And like I had mentioned earlier, anytime you add a firearm into the equation, like I said, the stakes are so much higher for somebody potentially being seriously injured or being killed.
We just saw you come running into the screen from the right. You're just behind that figure in the white shirt. Before this moment, had you drawn your firearm?
No.
Where was it?
Like I mentioned at the beginning, I keep my pistol holstered in the small of my back.
But don't you have it in your hand at this point?
I can't see.
Okay.
Can't see from this video.
Did there come a time when you were running that you did pull your gun out?
Yes.
Why?
Again, in the moment, I thought that the defendant was an active shooter. Having been not too far behind, like you had mentioned, I'm just about to come into the frame here. I had heard several more gunshots. And again, making inferences, the defendant was the only one with a large caliber rifle. I'd seen an individual jump over the defendant, and then the defendant heard 2 shots, and then from there I saw another individual use his skateboard to hit the defendant, or hold the defendant. Either way, the individual had made contact with the defendant with his skateboard, and then from there I heard another shot, and then as we can see in this still, an individual, well, yeah.
Okay. I want to back up for a second, Mr. Grosskreutz, because we have other video that shows you pulling your gun out before those shots are fired. Do you remember specifically, were you intending, when you pulled your gun out, were you intending to use it?
If I had to. I didn't draw my firearm with express intent of using it, but also being ready if I had to use it.
Did you witness the defendant fire 2 shots at that man on the left?
I did.
Did you witness him fire a shot into Mr. Huber's chest?
I did.
So when you come upon the defendant at this point, do you recall what you were holding in your hands?
I do.
What were you holding?
In my right hand, I had my Glock pistol, and in my left hand, I had my cell phone.
What was going through your mind at this particular moment?
That I was going to die.
So after you raised your hands like this, you saw the defendant re-rack the weapon?
Correct.
What did you think was going to happen?
So then by re-racking the weapon, I inferred that the defendant wasn't accepting my surrender.
Did you feel that he was going to point the gun and shoot at you again?
Yes.
What did you do then?
So after the defendant had re-racked his weapon with the rifle still aimed at me, in that moment, I felt that I had to do something to try and prevent myself from being killed or being shot or killed. I was hit in my right bicep.
What kind of damage did that do?
I effectively lost a large majority of my right bicep.